Hi everyone, hi, this is Christine Crow here and welcome to the channel. I hope that everyone is doing well, and today I wanted to come and talk about how YouTube is actually helping me and has been helping me for the last, I would say, over a decade of getting clients. Usually this is how I've been building my business through YouTube videos, for example. Now, to be clear, I only started doing Facebook, for example, for about, I would say about 3 years, for example. But my main focus has always been on YouTube, for example. And I've been able to build a six-figure business on YouTube, for example, through appointments, for example, and also the free training that I offer. So YouTube also is able to offer side hustles as well. And I talked about how AI is actually helping me in my business and how much faster it's made me become in my business, for example. So what I want to share with you today is to really for you to think about your business model. What type of business is it that you're doing? Whether you're doing coaching, whether you're selling products, digital products, for example, YouTube is definitely the place to be. Whether you're doing cooking programs, if you love to cook, then why not do cooking programs, and you can still earn money from that as well. If you like to make things, then make things, because I used to make bath bombs, soaps, all types of items, for example, and sell them on Amazon, eBay many years ago. And some people say that drop shipping is dead. I don't think it is. It's still, people are still able to make good money from drop shipping as well. And today I wanted to talk to you about YouTube in itself, and also how I've used AI automation that can really help with you in your business by implementing AI into your business. And that's why we offer AI automation services consultancy in your business. And this is whether you're just starting out, or you're a small business, or medium or large size. Whatever size you are, I would definitely recommend that you use YouTube for getting leads, for example, for your business. Whether it is you doing videos on YouTube about lifestyle, that still can work as well, but you got to look at things that trend. Now, as you know, I've really been pushing for this views that I get on YouTube, and I want to talk to you a bit about that. And before I go into more conversation, I want to talk to you about how YouTube is actually growing the views, for example, how I'm growing my views on YouTube. Now, I've been able to get to 1,000 views in a day, for example, on YouTube, for example. But what I do notice is when I stop posting, my views go down, okay? But when I post again, my views go back up again, for example. So with YouTube, for me, currently, even though I've been monetized since the middle of October, I've really got to be posting every day to get my views up. Now, I'm trying to think of things which are trending, which is a bit different and new for me to try and do this. So I'm trying to do things which are trending to try and get more views on my YouTube channel, for example. Now, what I also want to say to you is that with the YouTube algorithm which I still haven't figured out. I'm still trying to figure this out, for example. But I do notice that if I'm using trending topics, then my views go up. Yeah, so my views will go up if I use trending topics, but it's got to be something that I like, that I enjoy talking about. I want to try and be more motivational, for example. I want to try and be more helpful with, how to get contracts in healthcare businesses. That's my speciality, for example, and has been for over 35 years. But what I want to try and do is to also show you how you can get leads from YouTube, no matter what type of business that you're doing. You don't necessarily have to do healthcare businesses, for example. So what I want to share with you today is how you can get clients using YouTube. And this is going to be a step-by-step guide. So stay tuned for more. Now I'm going to go into this more with you. So first of all, what I want to say is welcome, and my name is Christine Crowell, and I am the CEO, but also I'm a AI automation expert in especially business recovery coaching, for example. So why YouTube is really the best platform for you to attract clients and leads, to get quality leads organically without paying for adverts. Now, for example, I'll explain to you how I was able to attract clients using YouTube, and that is by me doing training, things which relate to what they're looking for and what they're needing help with, for example. And this is why, like I said, YouTube is the ultimate client attraction machine for me anyway. And I'm sure it's been for a lot of you as well. So YouTube, as you know, it is a search engine. It's not just a social platform, but it is literally a search engine. And you know how I'm talking about AI a lot, for example? Well, AI is like Google search engine. That's what we had back then. It was Google when Google started. Then before that, we'd have to go to the library and do research. Then it was, we'd do like WordPress, websites, things like that to attract clients, for example. Now, your videos will work 24/7 and they can generate leads for you even while you sleep. I've got videos years and years old, and, people still find me through those videos, for example. So if you're really looking for decision makers, for example, you can search for solutions via YouTube. So those business owners will go onto YouTube if they're looking, they want to learn something, and those are where the decision makers can be. Rather than you ringing and you're trying to find out, who's the decision maker. Maybe you've emailed someone that, they're not responding to you. So you're thinking, how do I get in front of the ideal customer, for example? Well, YouTube is perfect for that, for example. Now, what I want to do is talk to you about the steps that you can take to attract clients for your YouTube, for example. So stay tuned, because I'm going to be diving into this more. So step one is to really, you need to see who is your ideal client and what is it that they need from you, for example. Because I know it's hard when you're trying to start a business. You want to start a business, but you're not sure which way to go. And really, you need to decide that for yourself. But first of all, what I would do is, if I was starting all over again on a blank slate, literally, I would be searching for what is the most highest searched keyword, for example, on Google. For example, what are the trending that is on a regular basis, not something that's up and down, something which is on a consistent basis, for example. So that's what I would do. And then what I would then be looking at is how do I attract that person to find me. So like me, for example, I specialize in healthcare business, for example. So that is my niche. I've niched down, for example. But you don't have to do that. You can, if, like I said, if I was starting all over again from, a blank slate, obviously it'd have to be something that I enjoy doing and enjoy talking about, and it makes me feel good, for example. So then I would be looking at what is the most highest searched keyword, and then I'll be looking at how can I create a product around that. And you can use AI for that. This is why you're in such a strong position as opposed to how we was many years ago, for example, because AI can help you with creating your content, for example. And if you are an AI driven entrepreneur, for example, then you can really use that to your advantage. So then you can also search about what the problems that they have, for example, your potential clients have. Look, I'll explain to you, like for me, when I do my YouTube videos, for example, I can get about 10 to 15 leads in a week, for example. Okay? But like I said, I've been on YouTube since 2013. That's when I really started, for example. But you can even do that now because YouTube is encouraging small creators to start a YouTube channel and to create videos. So you're even in a stronger position than what we was many years ago. So you can get there a lot faster, for example. So an example would be maybe you've got a client that is struggling and with a particular problem, and then you've got that solution. So maybe you can offer, like me, for example, I can offer AI automation consultation to clients that want to implement AI into their business. Because at the end of the day, every business owner wants to save money, right? They want to save money. And that's one thing, for example. So step 2 is that you need to create value-based content that really solves the problem. Now, a lot of people say, oh, don't give away everything, but you keep some things to yourself, of course, but you give them a really good idea so that they can actually go off and do it by themselves. Now, I've had it where clients or people have called me and they've actually gone off and done things by themselves and then come back and told me that they've actually built their business, for example. So I don't see that as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing, for example. So, like I said, I've been able to get 10 to 15, some weeks it's 20 leads a week, for example, appointments, by doing YouTube. That's just YouTube alone, not talking about any other social media platforms, for example. It's all YouTube, for example. And yes, I do get other leads from other social media platforms as well as emails, for example, but I'm referring to YouTube because this video is about how to attract clients using YouTube, for example. So some of the mistakes might be that owners make when they're trying to grow is that they're not being consistent. They're trying it once or twice. It's like when people go to the gym, they start lifting the weights and they're really excited. They're like, yeah, I'm doing this. This is what I want to do. I'm going to get fit, for example. And then the next day they're really achy, or perhaps 2-3 days later, achy. It's very painful. Then they just think, you know what? I'm going to take some days off. Then they take those days off, for example, and then they don't go back to the gym. So it's like they're back in that circle again. So it's the same with YouTube. If you don't do your videos on a regular basis, then you're not going to get the leads that you need to get for your business. Unless you want to pay, for example, or you're on another social media platform, for example. But I like YouTube because it's more focused, for example. So that is some of the ways that you can create the content that solves the problems for your clients, for example. Cooking programs are really good. I've had some good views even just by doing a few cooking programs, for example. When I say programs, videos, I mean. I've had some good views, over 1,000 views, for example, when I talk about facials, when I do like facials, castor oil, putting castor oil on my face at night time, for example, or during the day, for example. That got a lot of views. You'll see it on my YouTube. It got 2.5 thousand views, for example. And I know that's not much, but to me it is, for example. I've also got videos on there that's had 65,000 views, 74,000 views, but I haven't really had, views that have had like hundreds of thousands of views, for example, because I believe because mine is so niche, then it's not going to get that many views, if you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, it's not the number of views, unless you're using it for monetization, YouTube monetization, then yes, the views do matter. But if you're using it to get leads for clients, for example, then it's about the clients that you attract that's going to be more important for you, for example. So the next thing, step 3, is optimizing your videos for SEO. Keyword research. Look, I am still working this out, okay? Now, I'll tell you one thing though, because one of my videos that I got, the RPM, which is I can't remember what it means off the top of my head. Let me just have a look here. RPM is see, it just shows you how new I am, even though I've been on YouTube for years. But I like to be real as well. So this is the revenue analytics, for example. So RPM meaning, and I'm just looking here. Right, it's the revenue per mil, it says. So it's a matrix that represents how much money you earn per 1,000 views, for example. This is based on the several revenue sources, including ads, channel memberships, for example, YouTube Premium, and also super stickers and things like that. So like I said, one of the videos that I did, the RPM was actually $1,112. So imagine if I got 1,000 views on that video, I would have earned $1,112, for example. And I wanted to explain that to you. So some of you may be doing YouTube for monetization purposes, so that you get paid per 1,000 view, for example, once you become monetized. But some of you may be using YouTube for getting clients for your business. Maybe you've got a business that you're selling your products and services for, so you're using YouTube that way, for example. Maybe you're using YouTube to educate. You're offering a course, digital product. Like when I started, 13 years ago, for example, I wanted to do digital products. I wanted to do where I was selling a course, for example, and that's how I started, by doing that, for example, and I would sell a course for, back then in 2000, and when I started doing it on a regular basis, took it seriously, in 2015, I then was selling a course for £499 back then, for example, and that was online course. So, or maybe you want to do like a face-to-face where you're doing training face-to-face, or consultation, for example, then you would price accordingly, for example. Or maybe you're a service-based business, i.e. you've got a local shop somewhere, or you've got a high street location and you're in your community, for example, and you want to attract people from that location to come to your store or your business, for example. So then you would put the hashtags of the location of where you are, for example, and the name of your company, for example. That way you're going to attract local people to find you on YouTube, for example. So all of these strategies can help you to build your business to get clients on YouTube. And this is why I'm doing this video today, is to really show you how I've been able to create a 6-figure business on YouTube, for example. And I have to be realistic so that it's realistic for you as well. But I have created sales that are over $100,000 a month, dollars wise, $100,000 a month, for example. You can create sales once you get into a higher level, and once you've been on YouTube for a long time, once you've been in business for a number of years, for example. So I've been able to create a multiple 7-figure business, for example, with using YouTube, for example. So you can be whatever level you want to take your business to, for example. And for me, I'm quite happy to just keep doing the training here on YouTube. And now that we've got AI, it can do so much better. And it's so nice because when I speak with my clients, for example, and I'm talking to them about AI and how they can implement it, and I show them things and they implement it, it's a beautiful thing because it's empowering them as well as I'm helping them. So we're both winning, for example. It's about time freedom as well, because they're able to get their time freedom, especially when I'm talking about recruitment. Because recruitment, a 360-degree process with recruitment can be very time consuming. Whereas if you use AI, it can actually speed up the process and take away the manual labor task, intensive, that's involved in it. And then the staff members can do what they need to do that is in other ways it's going to be more beneficial for you in the business. Or if you've just started out as a one-man business, then you be the one-man or woman business, for example, and you then have AI to do all the other tasks. And I know I was speaking with someone today and they were saying about, aren't you worried that AI is going to just take over and, end up being the CEO? Yes, you can make AI the CEO but you got to give it that information first. It's whatever you want AI to do, AI can do for you. And that is the key. And this is what they're kind of a bit frightened because they're thinking it's going to, take over their business, for example. But they can help. AI is there to help you in your business and help you to get your time back and your freedom back, as well as your team members as well. And also, you don't need to keep hiring because you've got AI to help you with that. And whoever is working, for example, for a company, I would suggest that you learn about AI so that you are seen as valuable in the company, because everything is moving towards AI, for example. So that is the step 3, for example. You've got to also look at your titles and descriptions. Look, I'm learning about this. I've just been talking about what it is I do and my titles, for example, over the years, for example. But, things have kind of a bit changed. So I'm going with the new flow, for example. But like I said, YouTube is literally helping you to get more views. You've got a stronger chance, I believe, than me of getting more views because you're more newer on YouTube and you're a new creator. So you've got an even stronger chance, I believe so, than what I have, for example. But the key is the SEO, keyword research, titles, description. They got to be attention grabbing titles, not clickbait, but attention grabbing. You got to put tags, hashtags, use strategic keyword placements, for example. You got to also, step 4 is engage and convert viewers into clients. So always do a call to action, like, book a free 15-minute appointment now, or here's my email, for example, and, offer something. Some people want to buy from you. So how do they buy from you? How do they learn more? How do they get to know you more? So they get to book an appointment with you, or they can go onto your YouTube and, see your email, for example. Or you can take them to a page for them to book an appointment, for example. So use all these different strategies. Okay? Now, another thing that you need to look at is you need to really look at creating a content plan to attract clients, for example. Think about, what is your strategy going to be? Are you going to do one video once a week? If you do it, it's going to take you a bit longer to monetize. If you're doing it for monetizing purposes, then definitely do one every single day, for example, until you really get into that algorithm, and then suddenly you could get a viral video. It can take some time, for example, but it can happen, for example, okay, because you see it all the time here on YouTube. So think about what your content is going to be, and then what the next thing that you should think about is always have a call to action. What do you want them to do next? How do you invite them to get to work with you, for example? Because at the end of the day, there's 2 ways. You're doing it for monetization purposes, or you're doing it to sell your services and your products, for example. That is key for whether you want to grow your business that way or whether you want to do it monetization wise. So think about what strategy that you want to use for growing your business. And like I said, if I was to do it all over again, I would look at what is the most highest searched keyword, and then make a list of 10, and then I would see which one resonates with me. So thank you so much. I hope that that was helpful for you, and do watch out for the next video that I'm uploading. And that's why I was a bit late today, because I was just uploading a video. It's still uploading, and I needed to make sure it at least was on its way. So it's unlisted, and I'm just going to sort that out now. But I wanted to jump in here and do a quick video to say how to attract clients to your business using YouTube with this step-by-step guide. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone for subscribing. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your likes. I really do appreciate it. And have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone. Thank you. Bye.